Okay, our next tip is to make the categories work for you. So you might have seen, if you've been in QuickBooks, there's not actually a section called categories. And so sometimes this confuses people. So the accounting or more professional term for your list of categories is the chart of accounts. That's just the fancy term for all of your categories. Some of my clients call it labels. Wherever you are taking specific transactions and telling it where you want it to go, this is how you're grouping those types of things together. And that is actually what ends up creating your report so that when you run a report and you see things in different categories, that is how we are getting it to there, is by creating our chart of accounts and then labeling them as such. So that doesn't have to be complicated. Often people get tripped up because they think QuickBooks sometimes in the beginning, well, I'm seeing it for a handful of my setups or not, where they automatically have a like sample list of chart of accounts for you. And then some of them aren't doing that anymore. So it just kind of depends on the timing, what camp you fall in. But a lot of people seem to think, oh, well, they already have this template chart of accounts for me. I can't do anything to change that, or I don't want to because that probably maps specifically to a tax form. And it does not. So your tax professional or CPA, they will likely group several of your categories together to then go file your and fill out the forms for your taxes. And so we want to make the chart of accounts in QuickBooks as easy or complicated as necessary to make it helpful to make decisions. So I like to advise people, like, this is kind of your management report. So some of my clients, I set up the chart of accounts for them and they never change it. They just keep that template one. Some of my clients really like to see a breakdown of things. So let's say, for example, that you do a lot of networking. And so you might want to see the cost of specific events or specific programs. Well, like in this example that's shown here, you could create even more sub accounts under all of these events so that you can split those out in QuickBooks and know just by running a report how much you've spent for the year on those specific events or networking groups or things like that. Another place I see this helpful is for like advertising and marketing, where you might want to split out, okay, I'm spending this much on ads. I'm spending this much on Instagram ads. I'm spending this much on networking group fees. I'm spending this much on whatever other advertising or marketing you're doing. You could split all of those sub accounts out if that's helpful for you to manage too. So you can make this as, like I said, complicated or not. You can separate or not. But one more tip that I really recommend people do here when it comes to your categories is to break out your income accounts specifically. So I often see people just lump sales all together, and that's fine. It's not really wrong per se, but what's more helpful for decision making is to break that down further into what are your packages or what common services do you offer. So let's say if you're a coach and you have a 3-month package or a 6-month package or a group program, you split all of those income types out so that you can see what is actually selling more, what is selling less. And then if you had your ads broken out, your ad expense, let's say, and you're running ads to those programs, then you can really see, okay, is my income increasing for the programs that I'm running ads to? And you can make all of those types of decisions if you have the data and the information split that way. So you really want to make it simple, but meaningful is the key here. And that can vary for every single business type.